Welcome. In this video, I'll walk you step by step through building your first automation using n8n, one of the most powerful no-code tools out there. First thing you do is go to n8n.io and click on Get Started for free. The great part is that you get a 14-day free trial, so you can try it out for 2 weeks and see if it's something you want to use. It's definitely worth it. Now, I already have an account, so I'll go to Sign In, enter my account name, and sign in. It will ask me for my email and password, which I'll enter here. As soon as you open your account, you'll see the dashboard or overview right away. This shows you where your projects are and which workflows you're working on. On the left side, you can find the projects area, which includes your personal projects. You can also create a workspace for any specific project you want to work on. This becomes important as you get more advanced. Today, we're going to create a workflow from scratch together. So let's go to Create Workflow. Now let's start with the first step. The first step is always the trigger. This is what starts the automation. It's basically what needs to happen for the automation to know, okay, it's time to start working. When you click on Add First Step, you'll see the trigger options. There are different types of triggers you can use and try out later. Of course, we'll do them together. As you can see, the trigger tells the automation when to start. I prefer triggers that happen through a message, for example. Today, we might choose an chat message trigger, which is very useful. Another good one is Form Submit. If you have a website where clients or customers fill out a form, once it's submitted, that can start the automation. For me, I'm going to choose Telegram as the trigger for this first tutorial video because it's the easiest to explain. But of course, you can choose WhatsApp, Google Sheets, Google Docs, or many other tools. Whatever fits your needs. But for this video, we'll go with Telegram again. And even within Telegram, there are different things that can trigger the automation. For now, we'll choose On Message as our trigger. This screen in front of you is very easy to understand. As you can see, it's divided into 3 sections. On the left, you see what's coming into the system. Since we're using a trigger, there's nothing coming in yet. Triggers don't take input, but later you'll see what input means. In the middle, we have the settings. This is where we decide what we want to do. And on the right, as you can see at the top, is the output, what comes out after the step is done. You'll see how simple it all is as we go through the video. Since we agreed that Telegram is our trigger, we need to connect our Telegram account so the automation can work. To do that, click on Create New Credential. Right now, all you need is the access token. How do you get it? It's easy. Go to the Open Docs section at the top, scroll down a bit, and you'll see instructions telling you to start a chat with the BotFather on Telegram. Click the link. It will take you straight to BotFather. Once you're there, just click Start to Begin. After starting the chat, type /newbot to create a new bot. It will ask you to choose a name. For this video, let's name it Test AI Agent. Then it will ask for a username. It must end with the word bot. So let's name it Mamria iBot. Now your bot is created. Click the link to open your new bot in Telegram. What we need now is the access token. Copy it, but don't share it with anyone. Keep it safe and private. Go back to where you're in n8n, paste the token into the credentials field and click Save. Wait a moment and you should see a message saying Connection Test Success. Once it's connected, don't forget to click Save again. Always save your progress so you don't lose any of your edits. Let's first make sure the trigger is working correctly by testing the step. We need to go to Telegram, open our bot, and type hello. Then we come back here and check if it worked. As you can see, it shows the text hello, which means the message was received from Telegram to our n8n. So everything is working fine. As always, you can save the step. It's a good idea to keep saving to make sure you don't lose any of your progress. Now we'll continue with the second step in the flow, which is adding a switch. What is a switch? A switch is literally like walking on one road and then suddenly splitting into 2 paths. That's what a switch does. Each path takes you to something different. In our case here, when we set the trigger to Telegram, we might send either a text or a voice message. That's why we need a switch. To add it, go to the plus button and type switch. Go back to Telegram and send another message like hello. Then come back here and click Test Workflow again. It shows workflow executed successfully. Why did we do that? Because now when I go to the switch, there is input data. Earlier, I had deleted it. That's why it was empty. When I tested again, I got new input. Why did I do that? So we can define that we just sent a text value. So how does the agent or automation know that this is a text? First, go to the value field and rename it to text. When is it considered text? What is the value? Look on the bottom left if you can see it. There's something called text with the word hello inside. Just drag it into value 1 by default. Value 1 says is not equal to. Change that to string exists. This means if this text value exists, then the output is text, and it will go through the text path. Now, how do we know it's working? Let's create a second route. Let's rename it to voice. How do we set it up? The easiest way is to go back to Telegram and send a voice message to your agent. For example, say, hello, how are you? Now go back and do test step again, and do test step one more time. Now things have changed. If you look, we now have a voice and IDs listed here. What we want to do is take the file ID, go to value, and again, set it as string exists. So now, what have we done? When there is a text, the flow knows it's text. When there is a voice, the flow knows it's voice. And now the most important thing, always click anywhere outside the input fields you see in front of you. Go back to the main map view and never forget to click Save. Now, as you can see, the switch is working. It takes us down two different paths, one for text and one for voice. All right, now we need to define what happens in each path. So for the path we named text, let's go and add something called edit fields, or in other words, what's usually called set. As you can see, the input here is empty. The easiest way to avoid copying and pasting code or getting confused with things you don't need is to use a trick I personally like. Always do a test first to get the data, then you can just drag the values from the input into the fields you need. You'll see what I mean. Right now it's empty, so let's go back to Telegram and send a message like, hello, how are you? Then come back here, click outside, and always save, always save. Then click Test Workflow. Now, if we go back into Edit Fields and double-click, you'll see it's no longer empty. There's input data inside, and we can now use that data to fill the fields. Now, if we go back into Edit Fields and double-click, you'll see it's no longer empty. There's input data inside, and we can now use that data to fill the fields. Let's click Add Field. What field did we say we wanted to create? Text, right? And what should the value be? Instead of typing it manually, just go to the value of the text input. Here's the text value, click it and drag it into the box where it says value. Click anywhere outside and save, all right? Now let's move on to the path we name voice. The voice path is a little more complicated than the text one. Why? Because when we send a voice message, first we need to get the voice file from Telegram, then we need to transcribe it, convert it from voice to text, and only then we'll have the text we need to continue with the automation. So the first step, as we agreed, is to get the voice file from Telegram. Go to the plus button and type Telegram, then choose Get File. Now, as you can see, the input is empty, so we'll use the same trick, but it won't let you test unless there's something inside the file ID, so just type anything here for now. Click outside, and now we're ready to test the workflow again. Go to Telegram, send a voice note saying, hello, how are you? Then come back and test the workflow. Don't worry if you see an error, it will show an issue because the file ID is wrong. That's expected. We just did this to get the correct file ID. And go to the correct file ID from the input. Copy it, paste it into the file ID field, click outside, and save. Let's test again. Then click Test Workflow again. Now we have the file, but we're not done yet. Why? Because we need to transcribe it, convert the voice file into text. And that's where OpenAI comes in. Now it's time for OpenAI to do its part, to transcribe the voice file we got from Telegram. We already use get file, so we have the file. Now we just need to convert it from voice to text. So go to the node next to it and type OpenAI. Now what do we want to do? There are many options. We'll use more of them in other videos. For this video, we'll just use a few options. And the first step we need is called transcribe recording. Be careful, it's not translate recording. Make sure you choose transcribe recording correctly. We need to connect our OpenAI account. It's very easy. It's the same account you use for ChatGPT, which most of us already have. Go here and click Create New Credential. Then go to Open Docs, scroll down to the section called API Keys. Log in with the same account you use for ChatGPT. Once you're logged in, this page will open. You can create a new secret key. As you see on the screen, at the top, there's a button called Create New Secret Key. Click it. Once the key appears, copy it, and then come back here and paste it in the required field. As we agreed, after that, click Save. Okay? Now click anywhere outside, and then Test Workflow. Now we go to our test on Telegram using the phone. We say, "Hello, how are you?" We checked that the trigger worked. It recognized that we sent a voice message. Then the switch detected it was voice and moved to the voice path. It got the file, sent it to OpenAI, and did the transcription. Let's check if the transcription worked or not. We come here and see that everything is fine. It gave us the message from the voice. Now that we decided what happens in each path, it's time to start the most fun step in today's video. And honestly, it's the foundation of anything related to AI agents, especially on n8n, the platform we're using. Click the plus button at the top and type AI agent, just like that. Quick tip, if you want to move around the map, hold Control and scroll with your mouse wheel. Scrolling back zooms out, scrolling forward zooms in. You can also click and hold the mouse wheel to drag the map around. A useful trick. Now let's connect both paths to the AI agent. If we came from the text path, we go to the AI agent. If we came from the voice path, after transcription, think of the AI agent like an employee you hired. You have a company and you're bringing someone to work for you. What's the first thing you care about when hiring someone? That they have a brain, that they can think, and when you ask them something, they can answer. So now let's move on, because when you hire this agent, the first thing to know is how its brain works, just like we said earlier. Here you choose from the list of available models. We want to select the model we want our AI agent to use. You'll see options like Anthropic, which usually includes Claude models, Mistral, a newer French model, Grok by Elon Musk, and DeepSeek from China. Each model has its own unique approach and way of generating responses. For this video, we'll go with the OpenAI chat model for two main reasons. First, because most people are already familiar with ChatGPT and have used it in different ways. Second, because we've already connected our OpenAI account, so there's no need to spend more time setting up a new connection. So we choose OpenAI chat model, and since it's already connected, it will show up right away. From the list, we select the model we want to use. Then we click anywhere outside the box and hit Save. We run a test workflow, then go to Telegram and type, "Hi there, just checking if everything is working properly." We come back here, no worries if you see a small warning or nothing happened right away. It doesn't mean something is broken, it just means the agent didn't continue the process. But the workflow worked. If we now double-click the AI agent, we'll see that we have data, and that means we can start working. Before continuing with Telegram, we need to fetch the chat ID. Let's now introduce the AI agent to itself. Tell it what it's supposed to do. So go to the Source for Prompt field and choose Define below. First, the agent needs to know when to activate. Let's agree that I, as the manager, will message the agent using text. So I drag the text value into the text field, click anywhere outside, and click Save. Now I double-click the AI agent again. Next, scroll down to Add option and select System Message. What is the system message? It's how we tell the AI agent who it is and what it's supposed to do. The message is usually, you are an intelligent and reliable virtual assistant. Your responsibility is to deliver clear, accurate, and professional responses to every user query. Always ensure your answers are helpful, precise, and respectful. Now click anywhere outside Save and go to Telegram where the message will be sent. I sent a message, set up a trigger on Telegram, it recognized it as text, went to Edit Fields to send the message to the AI agent. The AI agent received the information and from the system message knew what to do. We told it to answer any questions I ask. It needs to send a message back, so we click the plus, choose Telegram, then send a message. The message will be the answer to the question or command we gave. So we choose Send Text Message. Now we have the chat ID in the text. Let's run a test first to make sure everything works. But I always like to make sure all required fields are filled, even with dummy text. Otherwise, the step will fail. As you see, I wrote random words just so the test can run through all steps and verify everything is working correctly so far. We save and go to Telegram and ask, what is the tallest building in the world? And send it. Now we run the test to see if it understands correctly. We run the test. As we saw, the workflow ran through all steps. Telegram triggered, Switch recognized the text, went to Edit Fields, sent the text to the AI agent. The AI agent processed it with OpenAI and sent the answer back to Telegram. The message didn't appear in Telegram because we entered the wrong chat ID. But if we open the AI agent and look on the left, we see the question, what is the tallest building in the world? And the output, the tallest building in the world is the Burj Khalifa. So it worked. The agent started understanding and replying. Now we can fix the chat ID and text in Telegram. We delete the wrong chat ID. We get the correct chat ID from input, then switch, then chat, and select the right ID. We click it and drag it to the chat ID field. For the text, we want the answer the AI agent gave. So we go to the AI agent input, then to the output, and drag it to the text field. Now we click outside, save, and run a new test workflow to start fresh. Now if we go to Telegram and ask, what's the largest planet? The answer will come quickly. This is truly amazing and very fast. All these steps happened in less than a quarter of a second. The trigger recognized the message, went to the switch, recognized it as text, went to Edit Fields, sent the text to the AI agent. The AI agent processed it with OpenAI, sent the answer back to Telegram as a message, and we saw it. This is a great achievement. Additionally, there are many tools we can use effectively, like the tool that lets us choose from hundreds of different options. Each option can generate hundreds of new ideas for us, just like Google Sheets. These tools not only expand our horizons, but also make the path to creativity and innovation easier. They also help improve and simplify our workflow. If you want to know how to make the best use of these tools, don't hesitate to write a comment below the video. Thank you for watching, and I hope you found this helpful.